Hello. Thank you for having me here. Oi. And I'm glad to talk to you. Although I don't see you much. I'm speaking from Israel right now. Before I start, what I want to say is that since I don't see you, but I can see the chat, I would recommend and appreciate if you can share some of your thoughts, some questions. You can write it in English or in your language, because we have people that will help me understand it as well. I just want to say that in most talks, the chat is used by people only to ask questions, and I want to suggest to you to use the chat also to introduce yourself, maybe offer some expertise that you have that you would like to kind of share with everyone, and also of course ask for any help that you think that you might need. So the chat is for this, and we are looking forward, as explained, to hear more from you and about you. My topic, since I'm speaking now to, as I understand it, to people who are students, who are professors, people from the academy, maybe people that already have some kind of a startup idea. Maybe some of you are only thinking about maybe what do I do with an idea that I have. I will try really to address all of you and speak maybe generally, but of course touch in some points about Israel itself being the startup nation. We cannot start any conversation today, definitely when we're talking about innovation, without speaking about the effect of COVID. COVID had and has still a tremendous effect on humanity in general, and of course about many, let's say, clusters of technology, but also on our day-to-day lives. The way that the world ran or turned before COVID definitely changed. First of all, the way that we conduct ourselves today. We are now speaking more digital. We are speaking more online. Think how weird it is to speak to an audience that you can't see or maybe can't even touch because it's online. Still, we as people, we are, as we call, a social animal. And although we need the touch, we have learned over almost 2 years now to conduct ourselves also online. Now, COVID definitely affected us also in the way that we look about the needed technologies. We always know that as in everything, as in fashion, same as in technology, there are different trends. Sometimes for a period of time we need something specific, then it kind of turns, then it kind of come back and forth. So all this together during COVID, of course, had an effect because we go everything digital. We shop digital, we learn digital, we meet digital, we visit the world digital, we check ourselves digital. We cannot come to contact. All this affects us in a way that if this situation will continue, it will have an effect. When we started COVID, we didn't know how long it will take. So in about half a year, so we thought COVID is over. And still people ran to one another and touched one another, and it was clear that we needed. Some also went back to office. Then came second wave and third, fourth. Good for Israel, currently coming out of fourth wave with huge number of the population vaccinated. Still, we went to fourth wave. Sadly, it is coming now to Europe as well. Hopefully, it will pass quick, but we know we will need to live with it as well. Innovation. We know that in innovation, what we frequently will say that we have or we need to have startups. Startups or a growth engine of every economy. Very often I'm asked, so what is this startup thing? What do you call a startup? Must it be, I don't know, new? Should it be innovative? So if I have a chair and I do another chair, that is not a startup. It's not innovative. There is a chair before. Or is a chair generally is innovative? What does it mean? Does it mean technology? Again, so I do I'm a carpenter. I do tables. Is that technology? Question. Probably not. So when we look about startups, we look for two major things: innovation and technology. Those two things combined make a startup. Otherwise, they make a nice small business. I will give you another explanation about this difference. When you speak about small businesses, mostly you will see that the people that come up with those new small businesses have their own background about the business. They used to be a barber, then they made a salon. They used to work in a supermarket, now they build a new supermarket. They used to do something in the same cluster and made it bigger, meaning they know a lot about the business. When you speak about startups, you speak exactly the opposite. You talk about very talented people dealing with a problem they have no clue about. They don't come with a background. They don't know how this business runs, but they have a lot of capabilities: talking, marketing, thinking, and of course, technology. It's a must. So again, ask yourself, this is the reason, by the way, why startups always need to do a market survey, because they don't know the market. They don't come from the business. They come from the ability to innovate, which brings us to the next point. Maybe some of you have in their minds to become entrepreneurs, to have to open a startup. Where do you start? Well, if you're students or if you are professors or lecturers in the academy, two ways about it again. The first, the first that we do is to come up with a problem. This problem needs to be, or preferably needs to be, joined by many, meaning many people need to feel that your idea is a problem that they face themselves. So you ask, so how do I check what to do? Well, the answer would be go and ask. Go out and ask people, is this a problem? Then you might say to me, Tal, come on. If I will tell my idea to others, they will steal it from me. So who can I ask? I think that the amount of energy that someone needs to listen to your idea, copy it, make it, and do a $500 million exit is bigger than the sun. It's a lot of energy to do. Don't be so afraid. But if you are afraid, this is how you should do it. Again, first of all, come up with a problem. For this, you need to do some brainstorming. It needs to come from something that preferably, again, you have encountered yourselves. You know about the problem. Then go out and ask people that you think might be your users or customers 3 questions. 1, do you know about this problem? Do you share the problem? Do you face the problem? Number 1. Number 2, when I tell you my idea, does it make sense? Not my idea, meaning I'm giving you all my secrets. My idea generally that I think that this problem can be solved with an app that will give you this information, nothing more. Third, will you pay €1 to use my idea, to use my technology? This is how you should go. Now remember this, to all those who think that someone can steal my idea. if you ever see me come out of a supermarket having flour, eggs, and some oil, you can maybe guess I'm going to do a cake, but what kind of cake? You have no idea. Again, here, you can speak with people about what you're going to do, not how you do it, not the secret recipe of how doing it, but what you're doing, it's okay. So this is, first of all, how to start, where to ask. Then you will sit down again and say, okay, so now I have verified in some way my problem. Now I need to come up with a solution. Remember this, you can have a one problem with a one solution. The fact that your problem is this, plus this and this and this, not interesting, should be one. Solution should be one. Not solution this, but also this and this and this. One and one. Why? Because you are a startup. You are, in most cases, a one person, and you can deal with a one problem and have a one solution. How startups are built? We have usually what we call the the CEO, Chief Executive Officer, the one with the idea. Usually, the one with the idea that knows how to speak to people, will know how to do the marketing, will know how to raise the money. He doesn't know one thing, doesn't know to program, doesn't know to come up with a product. He's not a technical person. This CEO will need next to him a CTO, someone who knows to do technology. These people need to come together. On a daily basis, they have nothing to speak about, but they need to come together. And I will explain how difficult it is. The CEO tells the CTO, give me something. Program something small, just give me something so I can take to the investors and show them to get the money. CTO says to CEO, give me some money and I will give you something. This is the daily struggle between them. It's always difficult. It is always difficult to be an entrepreneur. We know the numbers, and I'm not here to discourage you. I'm here to tell you that we want to reach out and help you, but you need to know statistics. 96 or 97 or 98, doesn't matter. You are going to fail. You are going to fail first time, and maybe also second time, maybe also third time, but you might succeed. We know that failure is a major milestone to success. Yes, you can be successful without failing. In reality, the chances are slim or small for you to succeed. So no, it's okay to fail. It's okay. And I'm saying this because when you look at the ecosystems all over the world, you will see that they consist of a majority of men, huge majority of men. The question is, where are the women? Well, women maybe are less likable. They less like to take risks. They less like to fail. Men, we're kind of used to get the no. Now, it doesn't come from any sexist and no one throws at me too or something. It's just speaking reality. The numbers of women in entrepreneurship all over the world differ 4 to 8% the entire ecosystem. So the majority of men. It means that regardless of your gender, to be an entrepreneur is to be ready to fail. It's to be ready to be very happy in the morning, then down in noon, and then happy again at night, day after day after day. This is why.
Sorry to interrupt you. You talked about the fear of failure and everything, and I would like to bring you to the fact that we are the faculty full of, information technologies and technology. And those people here are very capable and they can really do a lot of great stuff. And where do you see, how can Academy actually support those people? What they can do, how you can solve all this collision, you know, having a CEO, having CTO, but this CTO has some kind of a academic background. Wouldn't he be more successful if he had more support while his academic studies? How is it in Israel, and what can we do better?
Thank you for the question. First of all, to explain that I would assume all students enlisting to the university came, first of all, to learn their profession. Engineering this, engineering that, doesn't matter. They came to have a diploma. They did not sign up to be startups. The good advantage or the bonus here given to them is, since the university is helping, is opening their eyes to not just think about their diploma and to teach them and give them more information, it is essential, especially for engineers, software engineer, a mechanical engineer, electronic, doesn't matter, whatever you learn, to have a go and try entrepreneurship. And the way to do it is just taking a plunge and going ahead and doing it. Yes, you need to be very knowledgeable. Knowledge is power, regardless of what you do. In entrepreneurship, it's a big bonus. It's a big bonus, not just to be knowledgeable, but also to know how to find the information. As entrepreneurs, you will be bombarded with questions from your customers, from your partners, from your suppliers, from your distributors, and from your investors. Why you? Why you? Why this? Why that? Why did you decide this way? Why this business model? Why this market? Why this co-founder? Why? You need to be able to deal with it. You need to be able to come up with answers. So definitely what university gives you are the tools to find this information, and of course gives you information, which again is a must. But when you come to do your studies and your day-to-day is hard as it is with all the exams and everything else, and then come up with a startup, I think this is a big challenge. My advice to you is to take those projects that you have, which you need to submit anyway in the end of your diploma, and use them to have startups. This is to begin with. Then coming together, this team of people that we said, only two, a CEO and a CTO. These two need to give everything they have. Yes, it is difficult, but if you have the right guidance, mentorship, hand-holding, when you learn that you need to ask for help, otherwise help will not come. Don't sit there and say, wait, it's not going to happen. You need to reach out to people and say, help me, direct me, guide me, give me. This is how it works. This is how entrepreneurs work all over the world. If any of you think that you have this amazing idea and tomorrow some investor will throw on you €1 million, wake up. Not going to happen. It doesn't work this way. What do you think those angel people are? They are people like you, only they are willing to give you their own money, or those venture capitals if you met them, or any fund for that matter. Those people are not there to throw money at you. It needs to make sense. For this, you need to be knowledgeable. For this, you need to know how to present your idea. You need to be very focused on your problem and your solution. You need to know who will be your customer. Customer, meaning someone who pays you, not user. If you are using apps, probably like me, you are users. You are not paying WhatsApp. You are not paying Zoom. I pay Zoom. I pay LinkedIn. I pay Facebook. I'm a customer. You are all users. So know your user, know your customer. Know who is going to buy what you make. Without this, you're going anywhere. You need to know what will be your business model. Very simple. How are you going to earn Money. You need to know how to earn money in your startup. Not just say, I have great idea, I can make the technology. Okay, and there needs to be an end to it. So this is why you need to know management, and you need to know leadership, and you need to know business. You need to learn and know many, many things. This is why this journey on the one side is very difficult, but full of adventure, full of bonuses, full of making you very, very different than other people. Would you like to ask me something else? Did I answer the question?
Yes, it did. Thank you. And I have another one, I have to say. You say that you're accelerator guru. Well, let's talk about that. How does it really work, and how can it be connected to academia? What you can offer, and what should maybe other accelerators, really hard work, learn from yours?
Okay, thank you again for the question. I just want to say that we use many times this word ecosystem. I just want to quickly to paint for you what is an ecosystem. Everything, listen good, everything starts with education. Everything starts with school and middle school, primary school, middle school, high school, and definitely university. University are the manufacturers. University manufacture workers, experts, geniuses, scientists, you name them, for the rest of your country, humanity, wherever you are. So universities play a major role in the beginning of everything, especially when you don't just need to teach the profession or teach entrepreneurship, but also change the mindset. Meaning, if in your culture, a student comes home to his parents and says, hey, mom and dad, I have this amazing idea for a startup. They look at him and say, a what? A shwarap? What is it? Is it a job? Will you get paid? What are you doing? And he will say, not paid, no money in the beginning. I need to work. Go to work. What are you doing? If this is your culture, well, it needs to change. Again, come to Israel. Wherever you throw a stone, there is a startup. Someone has a startup. He's told his done, his sister, his daughter, his nephew, his grandfather, everyone here have startups. Here, you don't have to say to your parents, what is a startup? Your parents will tell you, what's wrong with you? You don't have a startup. What's wrong with you? Different. So first of all, mindset. Startups are essential. This is how we build economy. Why? A startup draws in needs. He needs a consultant, a marketing, a business, a financial, a lawyer, an accountant. He's drawing in all the time help and help, meaning he generates energy. Remember, startups different than companies. Companies compete. Startups unite. They work together. Why? They lack the resources. Those startups need someone who will teach them. We call it accelerators. Accelerators are short duration time programs. Between, let's say, 2-3 months to 6 months. 9 months in my case, okay? Where a startup gets all the needed training, okay, to know better what he needs to do and how to do it. So during the program, from an idea stage, a startup might get close to have what we call a prototype or a MVP, a minimal viable product. That's the journey it does. It does it through speakers that tell him or teach him different subjects. We usually don't teach technology. We teach finance, legal, marketing, business development, market survey, blah, 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 blah. Again, you are not taught to be a lawyer. You will have lawyers. You're not taught to be an accountant. You will have accountants. Meaning, but you, as a startup, you need to know a lot of small from a lot of things. What you need to know deep is, of course, your startup, your technology, your market. This you need to know deep. But then the rest is little from everything. So this is an accelerator. I can tell you that in Israel, all academies colleges and universities have accelerators, hubs. By the way, I'm speaking to you right now from one of our colleges in the south. I'm sitting in somewhere called X Labs. This is their innovation hub of the college, where students come here, they apply, they have programs here, they apply with their ideas. If they're accepted, they go through an acceleration phase. Here in the college, same would be all over in Israel, also universities. Second, all universities have what we call commercializing division or commercializing companies, which takes the knowledge or the ideas or the research of students, but also of the faculty professors, and make a business out of it. They raise the money for them or with them. They open companies together. This is what we have, again, all over Israel. It's a must. Of course, all this is supported by the Israeli government, heavily supported by the Israeli government. From the beginning of time, it was clear that in order to kind of kickstart this, needs to have big money. Only governments have this big money. In your case, maybe the EU has the big money for you, and you engage. You start moving. Now, I know even when I'm speaking to Slovakia, there is activity in Slovakia. Personally, I know some accelerators. You have startups, so it's not really news. It's not that you don't know. What I'm trying to say is that the university should lead. After university comes the industry. The industry is the customer of the university. Here we manufacture people and experts, professions, and here comes the customer who says, I need. They need to talk. When the industry and academy don't talk, I will tell you what happens. We all know there is a cyber threat all over the world. All the world is under cyber attacks daily. Well, you need cyber warriors. You need cyber experts. You need them. So you need to teach cyber. But also you need to teach programmers. If you are still stuck in teaching C++, .NET, C#, and you don't teach Python, for instance, it's a problem. But the industry knows the problem, and it tells the academy, they must talk all the time. Needs coming from here, solutions coming from here. This is why one of the conferences I conduct, and I recommend you do the same, I fill the space with students and professors in the audience, and on stage, I put the industry, and I say to the industry, pitch your ideas. Tell the academy what you need. What's your benchmarking? What are you competing on? How can they have 3D, IoT, blockchain, crypto, cyber? Tell what you need. Then the academy sits between themselves and pitches back to the industry ideas. Then they start work together. This is how you do it. By the way, this is how your students after will have a place to work in the industry. The industry will pay for the development of the technology. Some money will come for the IP, and you have yourself a nice ecosystem. After that comes municipality. Of course, the municipality has an interest in many countries. I don't know Slovakia, but in many countries, the government for the education gives the money to the municipality. The municipality gives the money to whomever it wants. So municipality is very much involved in education. Then, of course, comes the government. Most government right now, entrepreneurship or innovation is a separate office somewhere in the government. In some cases by itself, some cases it's under another ministry. But of course, innovation should be on the table. And then comes, of course, the money side. The banks, the VCs, the private investors, the angels as we call them, and the CVCs, meaning the companies themselves also invest. This is the ecosystem, and it didn't say a word about hubs, accelerators, incubators, and the startup themselves. They need this infrastructure in order to grow. Without it, very difficult. Did I answer?
You definitely did, Tal. Thank you. I'm very happy that you mentioned that the academies are basically generator of educated people, and that they should be really interconnected with the industry. And since we don't have enough time left, I would like you to maybe sum it up with one main advice for Slovakia and for academy-industry cooperation. What should we do to get the startup potentials in Israel?
Sure. So, how to sum up? First of all, I hope that my conviction and passion comes through the screen in understanding how important I feel towards the need to educate, to teach entrepreneurship. I can say myself, as an angel investor myself, as the person who opened the most accelerators in the world. I open currently my number 17. No one competes with that. I've done over 70 cohorts right now, and I'm also dealing with my own startups. All that put together in a one person. First of all, what Slovakia needs is me, okay? So I hope it's okay to say, and you know me, Dominika. So yes, number one is to bring people, me and like me, to teach you how to do it. To teach you, it's okay to say we need some more guidance. Second, not always can you do copy-paste. So we want to be like America. We want to be like Israel. No need to copy-paste. You need to come up with your own ideas or your own kind of directive or methodology just for it to fit you. You are in no hurry. It will happen. I'm saying here to the academy, to the industry, to the government, it will happen anyway because people see. People are on the internet. They see those huge exits. They all want to be billionaires. They know there is a kind of a shortcut. So if it will happen anyway, one might say, so why push it? I think you should push it because A, you need to start early, as young as you can. Teach entrepreneurship from kindergarten if you can. Teach entrepreneurship. You are not born a startupper. You are not born an accelerator manager. Same as you are not born a doctor, a pilot, a nurse, or anything else that you know. You need to learn. So, first of all, enable the learning. Let people come and learn. An academy, that's the role of the academy, to educate people, to give them the option to learn. I think right now, everything is kind of open. The world is going this way. Your region is going this way. I know several people in Slovakia, quite a lot, I would say, amazing people, beautiful, tall, smart, having all the potential of like any other nation. It's your time now to start moving, and definitely through us, Israeli Embassy, myself, Israel, whomever you can reach out to, we are willing here to help. I'm looking forward to visit. I hope you will stay safe and all. I hope COVID number 4 will pass and we will be able to meet face to face.
Thank you very much, Tal. It's been inspirational as always. So our speaker was Tal Katran, an accelerator guru and the expert on Israel innovative ecosystem.
Thank you.